Okay, so now we need to add in our interior walls. Well, one way to add in interior walls is to just start drawing them. And we will do that for a couple of these walls. Another way is to use construction lines as an aid. And let's do that for a few of these as well. So I've already added a construction layer, so you should do that as well. So you can go into your layer properties, click on the Add Layer button, add a construction layer. As you know, I always like to take my construction layers and make them a dark gray so they show up, but they are not, they don't stick out as far as the color goes. So we add the construction layer, and I'm going to draw a few construction lines. So I close this up. I'm in the construction layer. I'm going to choose my construction line. I'm going to come down here, draw a construction line right on those inner walls there. I'm going to draw a construction line here. I'm going to draw a construction line there. Now, I'm not going to go and do every single construction line possible for the whole drawing. The reason is, at some point, it will get confusing. And the last thing you want is so many construction lines that you don't understand what you're doing. So we're going to start here, and we're going to add only a couple more construction lines, and we're going to work mostly on the left-hand side of this drawing. We'll finish that up, and then we'll move over to the right-hand side. We will do this this one wall over here as well. Okay, so let's add other construction lines. We need to add this wall, construction lines for this wall here. And this wall is located 12 feet 4 inches up from this inner wall. So let's use offset. Come over here, type 12 feet 4 inches. Hit enter. We click on this, move it inward, hit enter, so that puts in that construction line. And then we have this wall that comes in this way that's located 9 feet 2 inches from this construction line. So we hit offset, 9 feet 2 inches. Type construction line, excuse me. Hit construction line, come down here, 9 feet 2 inches. We hit enter, click on this line, and then we move, so that moves inward, and we click on enter. Now this is the inside line here, and this is the bottom line here. We want to add the other wall, which is just 6 inches on the other side. So let's go ahead and do that. So we do offset again, simply type 6. Again, no inch marks necessary. Type return. Move up above and hit enter. Now for this one, we need to make sure that we move in this direction, not this direction. We want the line over here. So we type enter. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go to our wall layer and let's start drawing. Lines. I'm going to come back here, start a line. I'm going to go to here. Now here we're going to move over 13 inches. Oop. The horizontal. So to stay on the horizontal, we come back here and change our ortho mode. Right here, our ortho mode is off. If I turn my ortho mode on, I'll only draw horizontal lines. So now I can only draw a horizontal line. So I'm over here, I type 13, enter. I move over to here. And it looks like I don't find the intersection. I wonder if ortho mode prevents me. Ortho mode off for some reason prevents me from finding the intersection. So I guess we have to live with that. What we can do. Let's move this back. We'll move this back here. And then we hit escape. Remember, we don't go all the way back to the outside wall. We only go to the inside wall. What we need to do to fix this is go back to polar tracking. Track orthogonally only. Oh, it looks like that should be right. Orthogonally only, yeah. Okay. So there we have that. We have this part done. Now, I didn't actually put a line in for where this wall ends. So what we know is that this opening here is 2 feet 8 inches, which is 32 inches. The track line from here of 32, from there, my polar tracking turned off. Let's go back. Okay. Try that again. I type 32. Enter. Once we're there, we can just draw these lines to complete. And that completes that section of the wall. Now we can come over here and essentially do the same thing. So we're moving over by 2 feet 8 inches. Our line. So 2 feet 8 inches is 32 inches. We go over by 32. You do that. We do it anyway. Either way you want. Now, if you do it this way, you have an issue. You don't know where the end is, so you really don't want to do that. You come back up here, start here, move up, and move over. Now, the problem you have here is we have this little jog out, so we need to put this jog out in. And we know the jog out is 8 feet over. So what we can do is we can add this back in later. So I'm just going to draw this to here and stop. So this is what we have so far. So if we wanted to add that, so in order to add this other piece in, what we would do is we would take a line, we would start here, get our tracking line. We need to move over 8 feet. So again, I haven't hit the mouse button yet. Once I have my tracking line, I type 8 and hit enter. And does anyone realize what I did wrong there? I did not type 8 feet, I just typed 8. So I only moved over 8 inches. So I get my tracking line. I type 8 feet. I move over. I come up by 2 feet 6 inches, which is 30 inches. I move over by 5, and then I move back to the intersection, and that puts that wall in. And then we certainly our measurement. What are we looking at here? Okay, measurement. Measurement from here to here, and we can see we're 8 feet. All right, so we did put that in at the right point. Now again, we can continue to draw in the rest of the walls, and you can do this any way that you like. You can do it by freehand, simply by adding the walls where needed. So if we wanted to add the next wall would be 5 feet 10 inches up from this point. So the way we would do that is we would start here, get a tracking line from this point. Once we move up, we have that tracking line. We type 5 feet 10 inches. Move over. Now, if you remember, you can do tracking like this. So I can come down and track from this point and bring a tracking line up to the intersection. And that's very helpful because it allows me to determine where I start this. And then I don't actually know the length of, I don't even know the length of this, do I? But I can actually come back here, and once I start tracking back, this part I'm not sure about. If I type 30 inches, I don't think that's going to actually properly track. But I can stop there. Come to here, to this point, type 30 for 30 inches. Complete that line. Move over 5. Nope. In that case, I didn't start the line. I just started tracking from that line. So I start the line, move over 5. And once I get that tracking line, I want to move over, let's see. Oh, in this case, I'm just coming back to this point, so I can just track from there. And then I need to come out to a point that's 9 feet 7 inches plus 5. So I don't know where that point is going to be. Well, actually I do, because I know that right now I'm at 8 feet 5. Because the other side of this wall was 8 feet. So right now I'm at 8 feet 5. And I need to go actually 9 feet 7 plus 5, which is 9 feet 12, or 10 feet. And I'm at 8 feet 5. So I need to go 1 foot 7, or 19 inches. I go up 19 inches. Then I go up 24 inches. I move over by 5 inches. If I went up by 2 feet, I have to go up by 2 feet minus 5 inches, or 19 inches. And then I return. And interestingly enough, this wall corresponds to the same line as the inside wall on the other side. or the outside wall on the other side. All right, so that completes that wall. And again, I'm going to check from this corner just to make sure I'm exactly 9'7", and I am. And again, I'm going to do the last portion here actually with some construction lines. So I'm going to do an offset. I'm going to choose, let's see, 6 feet 11, 6 feet 11 inches. Choose this line, move it inward, and then I need to make a line 6 inches on, actually before I make that line 6 inches, oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's do that 6-inch line. I just type 6, enter, click on this, move inward. I'm going to do 2 construction lines. I'm going to do one here, and I'm going to do one there. And then I'm going to do one offset that's 2 feet 4 inches. And I'm actually going to offset the wall portion. And that's going to actually draw in our, whoop, I think I erased that. Let me do that one more time. 2 feet 4 inches, enter. And that's going to draw in actually the end of the wall portion. So once that's done, this last wall will start here, move up to there, come down to there. See, I overshot a little bit, so let's move that back. The other side will go to here, and the length will be 5 feet 8 inches. Enter. Move over to there. Come back to this intersection. And then finally back to there and delete or escape. Okay, so what I want to do now is turn off all my construction lines. Let's go into our wall layer. Freeze our construction layer. Good. Freeze. Choose walls. Okay. So our walls are frozen, our construction layers are on. The final thing we need to do is make any corrections. So you can see here, I actually did overshoot and I went to the outer wall. So I need to correct that. And I need to delete all these sections where the openings are. I can choose this line, bring that back to there. And then again, we're going to use trim to do all these deletions. trim, select, enter, delete, to come back to this side, and now we're going again use trim, and I'm going to just select them all at the same time. I'll select these. Oh, and undo. I'll show you what happened to that one in a second. Let me trim this one up. Trim, enter, delete, trim, enter, delete. So on this one, okay, right there you can see what happened. I didn't make the line all the way over, and actually when I completed it, I didn't even make it straight. So we need to first delete that. We need to select this and then extend the line to here. So now it's a complete segment. Once it's a complete segment, I can select trim, select those two, enter, and delete. And I think this is the last one here. And I might actually have the same issue here, because I think I might have stopped a little bit short and then added a small segment. But let's see. Nope, I guess we're okay there. All right. So let's expand out and take this. Okay, so this is correct. And presumably the dimensions are correct. I've checked a couple of them. We haven't gone and checked every single one, but we're going to presume that this is correct. So you can go ahead and save this. I'm going to stop the video at this point, and then we'll continue on with the next video.